I'm going to show you how to make a pan dulce or concha-shaped keychain. For this craft, you're going to need some polymer clay. You'll need a beige or tan color as well as a white or brown. You're going to need one tiny split ring and one larger split ring. A pencil or an actual polymer clay rolling pin will work, as well as a circle cutter and an eye pin. The toothpick is optional. One quick tip before you start working with the clay is that you should wash your hands so that you don't accidentally discolor it. The first thing that you're going to do is to soften the clay. So you're going to work it around the beige color in your hands. The clay that I was using here was this weird, super hard, translucent, pale clay, kind of the color of a blobfish. So I mixed it with a little bit of the brown to get it closer to the color that I wanted, and then just worked it until it was soft enough to use. Your clay should be much easier to get started with. Once the clay is soft enough, you're going to roll it in your hands into a sphere. You're going to want the sphere to be a little bit smaller than the size of your circle cutter, so if it's too big, just take away some of the clay and roll it again. Next, you're going to press it into the shape of a concha, so think of it as the top half of a hamburger bun. Next, you're going to use the brown or the white clay to soften and use that for the topping on your concha. I asked my dad what the topping is called because he used to be a baker in a Mexican bakery, and he said they just called it la pasta because I was like, is it called icing or is it called frosting? And I had no idea, and that's what he told me. But I'm just going to call it the topping. Once you've softened it, you're going to press it flat and roll it out. You can use the pencil that I gave you in your kit. Just roll it out, and you want it to be at least the size or a little bit bigger than the circle cutter that came in your kit. And here you can see that this layer should be really, really thin because it's going to just lay right on top of the bun that you made before. Now you're going to use the circle cutter to cut out a circle. Fun fact about those cutters, they were printed on the library's 3D printer by our adult services librarian, Betty McDowell. So big thank you to Betty for making those for me. Now you're going to lay that circle back down on the parchment paper, and you're going to use the same cutter to cut a series of crescents, and try to keep them lined up because later we're going to do another cut that you'll want them about lined up for. Once you have finished that series of cuts, you're going to do one more going perpendicular to your previous cuts. Next, you're going to lay the segments that you've cut out on the bun. You don't actually have to use all of those segments. You can see on the white concha that I made, I only used 6. So use as many or as few as you would like. If you look up conchas online, they all use slightly different patterns. Once you have all the pieces where you want them, you're going to gently press them into place so that they won't move and fall off. This is an optional step, but if you want, you can use your eye pin or a toothpick to make a speckled pattern in the concha. Next, I'm going to show you how to insert the eye pin. Now, I've already done part of this next step for you. I cut the pin and bent it so that it would be the right size and shape for you. The reason you want to have this little bend at the end of the pin is that once you insert it, you want it to not be able to slide back out. So what we're going to do is we're going to insert it straight in the side and then rotate it 90 degrees. Now it's time to bake. You're going to place the concha on a piece of parchment paper on a cookie sheet. Bake at 275 degrees Fahrenheit for 1 hour. Don't use a microwave. Once your concha comes out of the oven and has had time to cool off, you're going to attach the keychain. So you have 2 split rings that you're going to use. One is very tiny. You're going to slide it on just like you would for any regular key ring. After that, it's time to add the large split ring or keychain ring, and then you'll be done.